Good morning, Dad. More wrenching. Max wants to do some wrenching too. As you can tell, I'm not wrenching at the moment. Yes, we're gonna go for a little walk. A few minutes. Just gonna see what Maxie wants. This is a Wrenchin live stream, not a Max live stream. So everybody's say hi to Maxie. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, getting some things done on the truck. Good morning, Jimmy. Larata. What a great camera setup here. Word on the street is entered a new year. Let's see who's got the New Year's resolutions going. Maxie is officially Larata. Hear that, Max? Been calling you the rat dog for years. Now everybody is finally agreeing with me. Who's got New Year's resolutions? See a lot of YouTubers, they got goals for their channels, so let's just see where we're at on this channel here. Good morning, daily, if it's morning, wherever you're chatting from. Brandon Mitchell in the house. Larata, and live long and prosper, and have a drink for me. I got my French press coffee from the cafe down the road. There we go. Smoke more weed. That sounds like a great resolution. Let's just see where we are in this shit channel here. Studio. Okay, so I started this channel about a year ago. 439 subscribers. I think a good goal for the new year to get up to 450 by the end of the year. I think that's realistic. Let's just see some of our analytics here. Just see what people are doing in YouTube land here. So let's look at the last year. Had 47, almost 48,000 views in total. 2.2 thousand watch time hours. 439 subs. It's thanks to all of you out there. Well done. Yourselves a pat on the back. Yeah, I think everybody's New Year's resolution is to watch more of Brent Shimko Tweaks Out in real time. It's been a while. It was last Christmas Eve, somewhere around there. That's better. So yeah, let's get up to 450 by the end of next year, this year. I think we can do it. Saw something wild the other day on YouTube. Mitch, remember Mitch? Good old Mitch. Mitch Lovin, Mars, from Colorado. He's trying to get out to Ireland. That's his goal for the year. It's an interesting goal. Change of scenery, probably good for him. Anyways, in the middle of this street, this YouTube channel just came and raided his chat, raided his channel. I guess I don't know how that works, but he was doing a panel discussion. He had a few people on the panel, generally arguing. it was interesting but lame. And so then once the arguments died down, this, I don't know if they're called YouTube raiders or what, but some channel with so many tens of thousands of subs just descended on his panel. So suddenly there were 3 people. Mitch had no idea who they were. Just appeared on his panel. And I guess all his viewers came into the chat on his live stream, and they started giving him super chats, and like he's monetized, and it was pretty hilarious. So he walked away with a bunch of exposure. He's like, I have no idea who those people are or what they're doing, but thanks. So it was pretty neat. It was pretty funny to see. TAV and Regan were arguing over a mini fridge. Yeah, that sounds about right. Welcome in, Jody. Let's see who else has wandered in here. Happy New Year to y'all. Smoke some more weed. No goals. Live vicariously through you. Yeah, I guess it's better than no goals at all. Yeah, but the resolution is to quit smoking and then start up again. This is my RV. So we're all tweeting in an RV. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Bitch loving the tweet. Yeah, hit that like, absolutely. But yeah, YouTube's been pretty quiet. A few regular people I'm following. I'm getting more and more impressed with this one channel I follow. They release a video Monday through Fridays. It's the Collinses, Malcolm and Simone Collins. They're Redditors. They're kind of some of the OG shit disturbers on the internet. And they got this YouTube channel called Based Camp with Simone and Malcolm. I love their take on stuff. They left the kidnap out. I think he's preoccupied or occupied with Illuminati duties, whatever those may be. Hopefully he'll share with us what the Illuminati is requiring of him to prompt such an absence from streaming. We'll find out in due time. But yeah, I miss the Badger and the Badgerlings on a regular basis. I watched a channel was hijacked by a dude in Pakistan. The owner of the channel hasn't been alive in months. Sold his phone. Yeah, well, this wasn't a hijack. It was kind of just a good-natured raid. So I guess they look for live streamers. They scour the YouTubes. And yeah, if you have a panel going, I guess they'll jump on panel. Suffering from bowel withdrawal. It's actually a nice break. Sometimes, like Tweakfest 2025 was growing in intensity to such a pitch. I think we all need our adrenaline and our hormone levels to come back to some baseline there. But yeah, it's always a fun time on the Badgery channels. So yeah, the poor guy finds someone's going live on his channel. He had no idea. Well, did he get any subs? Tweaker Geographic. Yeah, we never did kind of resolve who was the champion in Tweakfest 2025. I think it's hands down India. I think there was a stream in December where we were going over the maiden, those Danish cookie tins that you buy at Christmas time, and the shit flinging festival they had in India. I think clearly India has won Tweakfest. Like, who else even comes close? Tweaker D in his wildest dreams couldn't out-tweak that. That was just mind-blowing. Which I'm still blocked on Tweaker D's channels. I couldn't even wish the Tweaker a happy New Year's. Val is coming back, yes, I can tell you that. He's coming back. When? Who knows? Could be this year, could be next year. But, yes, he's coming back. That I can assure you. Probably sitting on his toilet watching this right now, working. So that's what he does. He goes into his shitter, poops, and watches shitty content like this. So if you're pooping right now, Belle, squeeze one out for the tweakers watching us here. Retired. Retired from what? All your sock accounts are banned too? I don't know, his mods are clearly evil people. Bow retired. No, there's a thought experiment. How do you retire from leeching? I guess theoretically it's possible. Just trying to reason this out here. But yeah, I'm almost done my coffee. We'll go have a look at what I'm wrenching on out there. Got a few parts ordered, but I think I'm gonna have to get some more. We got the rumor reel going here. Maybe this will stir up some tension and suspense for when Badgery does return. Because I'd like to see what his take on Tweakfest 2025 was. I mean, I guess we're now officially in Tweakfest. What is it, 2026 allegedly? what I hear from some people. Come on out. That's it. Maybe give you a little camp tour here. I got some cooking stations set up. I gotta go get some more propane jugs, but it's my propane grill and then a propane cooker underneath. Here, let me show you what's. We got a little quick setup table here. It's gonna be my tool bench very shortly. So this thing is very handy. This propane grill. It's been pretty mild the last couple of days. A few days of mild weather. So, show you this get up. So there's a couple of propane burners here, and then I got this nice skillet, so I could do some propane cooktop stuff, and then so that's I got kind of a little garage here for natural shelter. Just keep some extra stuff. My firewood is all under the snow, but a pile of firewood under here. I was gonna do a ribeye stream yesterday, but I was working on the truck right up until dark. So here we go. This is the hazard around here. See all that snow? Let's see. Snow hanging off the trees. It's not so bad here, but oh yeah, that's ready to fall. So there's my camping fire pit. So what I do is I start a fire in the middle here, and then when it starts getting down to coals, I just flip that down and start cooking. Got a picnic table here. Got some lights set up here. Got another table here. I've been sorting through some shit that was in the trailer. Got my propane hookup here. As you can see, we got some ice flow here. But I got my compressor set up. That's kind of been critical in diagnosing what I need to do on the Beauty here. And so what I've done so far, like what was happening is it's been it runs, it'll start, but then when it gets hot, it loses oil pressure to the injectors, and it's it's a oil injection pump system common to a lot of diesels, and the worry was that it was the pump itself, the high pressure oil pump, which I had just replaced. I had taken the high pressure pump from the parts truck I had back in Grunthal, stuck it in here, and that sucker lives way deep inside there. So you can see the turbo back there, and so that yellow line, that's a air line. So what I had to do, let's go into the trailer. So I had to remove this, which is the injection pressure regulator valve. the IPR valve. So plugs into the computer, the confuser, and when the computer sends a signal, it causes the valve in there to shut. It's just a mechanical valve, works on a coil activated, and so it builds pressure so that you can get the engine started. And I had put seals on this last year, and they still look half decent, so I'm not worried that this is a fault at all. But I had to remove this, and then I bought a little threaded, you can see these threads go into the high pressure pump housing. There's a little tool I bought online. It's a fitting really that screws into the housing, and then you could hook up an air chuck to it, or air hose, and then you could test for air leaks, or what it would be is oil leaks in the high pressure system. So yesterday I had to do a little bit of disassembly. This snorkel was attached to the air cleaner here, something like that, and then that attaches to the turbo. You can see the turbo housing there. I guess I could give that a spin. Oh yeah, nice and solid, no play. So the turbo is good. I had rebuilt the turbo back in 2024. So you can't really see well, but this airline goes into that fitting. Goes all the way around the truck over to my compressor. So we're gonna turn the air on, and then you could hear what I heard, or what I diagnosed. So it might be a little loud for a minute. So we'll take a walk as that builds pressure. And then the idea is you listen for air leaks, and that'll tell you if any of the seals have been compromised. And if those seals are compromised, that IPR valve, that injection pressure valve, is never going to build enough pressure, or the high pressure pump is never going to build enough pressure if you've got leaks. So, so far I've ordered my fuel injector seal kits. So those should be here tomorrow. So we're going to be taking all the injectors out. Here, I got my box of injectors here somewhere. I think it's right here. Yeah, so here's a Ford 6-liter fuel injector. So it's got a number of seals. There's one here, one here. I believe there's one at the valve cover here. And possibly one inside. I'm gonna have to look this up. I think it comes with four seals per kit, and then so these are all Motorcraft injectors from the other truck. I've got 6 left. I had sold 2 of them back home. The guy had a major failure. So, compressor shut off. And then if you listen close, under this here, an oil leak. So that just goes into the valve cover, which I'll be removing today on the passenger side. And then where that snorkel was, just covering it with my hand. Can't get a good shot there. But you can hear that the air is leaking out. So there's this hole right here. Yeah. That hole kind of right in the center of the screen. So I cover that. So that compressed air is showing me I have at least a couple of air leaks on both sides. And when there's oil running through, engine oil, that oil is going to leak past those seals, go back in the crankcase, and not help fire the injectors. So it's a matter of finding those compromised seals. So my fingers are already getting numb. It's supposed to get a little milder today. So I'm gonna head back inside, warm up my fingers because I'm a pussy. So I'll just leave that open for now. And what else did I order? I ordered transmission filters. There's two filters. There's one under the transmission pan or above the transmission pan. I gotta take the transmission pan out, drain the fluid, and replace the the filter at the bottom of the transmission. And then there's also another transmission filter. I don't know if I'm gonna get a good shot at, yeah, here it is. So that little canister kind of looks like an oil filter canister. That's a transmission filter, basically just a glorified roll of toilet paper. You unscrew that canister, pop the new cartridge in, as well as and the kit comes with a gasket for the transmission pan. So that's my task for today. Actually, well, I'll show you what's going to be involved here. What I hope to accomplish today. I don't think I'm going to live stream this all because this is YouTube. There's going to be lots of swearing, but I'll have to take the alternator off. I'll have to take this pipe. This is the air-to-air. This runs to the intercooler from the turbo. I don't have to remove the turbo, but I'll have to take, this is the glow plug module. I'll have to unplug those. Getting the valve or nuts or studs off is fairly straightforward, although it's very tight behind the heater blower box here, the air conditioning. I don't know what you call that. It's not the blower housing, it's the air conditioning unit, I guess. Those ones at the very back are pretty tight quarters. I'll have to remove. So it's basically just disassembly today. I think I'll have to take the bottle off. So I'll drain just enough coolant to get the bottle empty. And something. It's hard to get a shot of this. I'll have to take the air filter housing out, and then I'll be removing all the injector wiring harness clips to unplug the injectors. The FICM is below the bottle here, the degas bottle, so I'll be taking the FICM out to get the valve cover off, because it sits right on top of the valve cover. But there's a Y pipe. I think we can get a better shot here, yeah. So underneath the bottle, there's this Y pipe, and this plastic gets very brittle over time. I gotta be careful not to break that. And I should be able to just slide this out of the way. I think I'll have to take this return from the intercooler off, and that should allow me enough space to get both valve covers off. So it's a little bit of work, but say my fingers are already cold, so I'm gonna head back inside, see what the chat is saying. Yeah, that's all good. Maybe make a cup of coffee. I think that's doable. The other day when I was kind of looking for something to do, it was very quiet around here through through the holidays, through Christmas week, and like just unbelievably quiet. Like no activity in town. Like it's just not eerily quiet, but surprisingly quiet. I don't know if there was a fireworks display or anything on New Year's Eve, but it was just like dead out here. So we're as you notice, we're streaming early today. Just there's no way What's the Matter You is up at this hour. So let's go back. Like Jamie says, Tweekin is a mod for Press's ex-lady. She made me a mod, and Direct Dookie was like, you made a bow troll a mod. You had the roll on the floor laughing emoji. Okay. Yes, you will be enjoying grass-fed steak vicariously today. Yes, we'll do a ribeye live stream. I'm not going to work until dark again. Like it does get dark so fast here. It started Wrenchin yesterday. I don't know, right around noon. Like it was well below freezing until noon yesterday. So it got kind of mild enough where I could work outside, and it was, I kind of had to just wear a sweater, so I couldn't even wear a jacket because reaching into that to get that IPR valve off, it's very tight quarters. So if I was wearing a thick jacket like this, I wouldn't have been able to reach into the little crevices, but I got these skinny little monkey arms like a chimpanzee. So yeah, I don't know how these 250-pound gorillas can do it being a mechanic when you got to reach in these tight spaces, but for a little guy like me, it's like I can, it's like a monkey. I can reach into spots and get stuff done. Well, let's get some coffee built here. And whatever, like my parts aren't ready till tomorrow, so it's not like I'm gonna It's not like there's a deadline to get this done today, all that disassembly. Because putting those injector seals on, I can do that inside here. I got to clean up those injectors. What I do want to check is that I know the previous owner of this truck. I've had this truck almost 3 years, but I've only really been driving it for 2. Because it had that hot no start problem since I bought it. And it took me quite a while to figure out what was the problem. And so there were some air leaks that I addressed, but it was the high pressure oil pump, and that was a big job. So it took me a while to get the high pressure pump out of the parts truck, and then because I had stuff going on at the hobby farm, and well, let's turn the stove on. So we got the old propane stove. So I was doing that dismantling of the parts truck over time. So then once I had that high pressure pump, then I was able to start the repair on the F350. The pump came from F250, but it's the same motor, everything was the same. And that repair went smoothly. Thankfully, it seems like I'm relatively sure that high pressure pump is still good, although that style pump, the round style pump, injector pump, is prone to failure, so I expect I'll have to be replacing that probably at least one more time before, in the time I own this truck. But whatever, I'll deal with that once it becomes a problem. I do know for sure that I've got these leaks in the system currently. So yeah, for most of 2024 and into the spring of 2025, my truck was not used a lot, just for short trips, because if it got too hot, it would just die. It wouldn't start again until the engine completely cooled down, and that's not very convenient. So we'll see get back to the chats in a second. And so I've made the switch. This is no longer a McDonald's sponsored stream. Maybe we'll get a sponsorship from our new coffee provider. Let's see, where did I put that coffee? Overhead compartment here. Yeah, here we go. So, Kicking Horse Coffee. So I used to drink this back in the day, and they had a deal at the grocery store. So 25 ounces, 700 grams, 708 grams, and it was $28 Canadian, 28 Canadian pesos. So I bought 3 bags, because that's actually a pretty good price for a 1 pound bag. I guess that'd be 16 ounces of whole bean coffee. They wanted $26 or $27, so I got 3 bags. So this is the Three Sisters roast. It's a medium roast, and then I got 2 bags of the Kick-Ass roast. Now, this is what I used to drink kind of exclusively, and this is ground coffee, so it's not whole bean. So for $80-something I got coffee for the next little while. It sounds crazy just saying that. $80, dropping $80 on coffee. All right, so yeah, grass-fed steak is coming up. Daughter's boyfriend is a Ford mechanic. We'll send him down there. I could use some help. I listen apostrophe. Which one is apostrophe? I listened to Chunga's Revenge, and this guy, is this one apostrophe? What is this called? Oh, this is Overnight Sensation by the Brothers. So I listened to this one. This one has Montana on it, yeah. And then this is on the spin table right now. Chunga. This one's got some interesting ones. Interesting note on what Aerosmith album was it? Was it Permanent Vacation? Girl Keeps Coming Apart or something? That tune by the Aerosmiths. There's that line towards the end where I thought it was really cool when I first heard it. She was buns up and kneeling. I was a wheeling and a dealing. My ace in the hole, so to speak, or something like that. Where Steven Tyler just kind of speaks it out, not sings it, but it's just kind of a. I thought it was like an ad lib or some cool thing he came up, but that's actually a reference to Uncle Frank. That's a line that's. There's a. Off the road, ladies, or would you go? I can't remember which track it's on, but that's from Frank. So a little acknowledgement from the Aerosmiths to Uncle Frank Zappa. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was my Ford. Good model. My favorite is Crown Vics. F-150s, if it's got the 5-liter. The 308s. Those were good. Stay away from the 5.4s unless you're meticulous about your maintenance schedules. Those need oil changes, otherwise those cam phasers get all gummed up. Stop working, and then you end up with timing issues, and it just runs like a piece of shit. And that's why you get those 5.4-liter F-150s so cheap, because people just don't maintain them. Same with the 6-liters. People don't maintain them, and I mean, as important as regular service intervals are on your gas vehicles. Gas internal combustion engine, gasoline, on a diesel, it's even more important. So. And really the reason is you get so much soot in a diesel engine, you can't avoid it. And that gets in the oil over time, and that breaks down your viscosity on the oil, and it doesn't protect the engine at all. So frequent oil change intervals, highly recommended on any diesel motor if you're running them, just motor-wise. But yeah, doing $10,000, $12,000 oil, 10,000 mile oil change intervals on even your gas motors, that's really bad idea. All right, so coffee is pouring. Let's see here. I'm gonna leave you guys for a second. There's a matter I gotta take care of outside. What's going on? All right, we need a little more light in here. Still there? Is anybody still there? Did we get up to 450 subs in this short amount of time? Where are we at? Oh, still 439. I think that's a realistic goal. 450. I think we can do it. Coffee's almost ready. So what were we talking about? Fords? Take the Crown Vics to demo derbies. Yeah, now you're talking. Ford Explorer SUV. You guys want a treat? Here's something I stumbled across on the YouTubes. This was right before Christmas, or right around the time I arrived in Clearwater here. Surely you guys must have seen this too. I'm probably just late to the game. But figure eight track racing. Holy shit. If you get in the YouTube search bar and just search figure eight trailer race, it's just absolute chaos. It is glorious. I guarantee you will not be disappointed if you're into motorsports, even if you're not into motorsports. I saw that and my jaw just dropped. It's like this is why America is the greatest nation to have ever lived. To come up with a figure eight track and to race trailers. So go check it out. I'm not going to give you a link or anything, but amazing. That's hands down, America is the greatest nation just for the fact that they came up with figure eight motorsports races and with trailers to boot. I mean, it's amazing. Demo derbies, yeah. In some places in Canada, my buddy was saying that demolition derbies aren't even allowed anymore. I think they still allow them in Ontario and possibly here in BC. People do a lot of crazy stuff here in BC, so there might be some underground racing. Oh, I see Justin Garza just kind of stumbled in. Let's see what's going on. Catching up on the chats here. When my wife wanted the Derby, we co-enabled her. Yeah, a lot of work. It is, but it isn't. Got to remove the gas tank. Feed the gas into a floor-mounted gas tank in the past. Oh, okay. So we're getting a workshop on how to set up your Crown Vic for demo derbies. Removed glass. Yeah. Camarillo Brillo. Yeah. Yeah, do I have apostrophe? I don't think I have apostrophe. I showed you all I got the Mothers of Invention's greatest. Jethro's in the house. Well, good day. Good tweak to you as well. There's Justin Larata, chairman of the board of Larata Corporation. Maybe Justin knows what's going on at Larata HQ, so you can direct your queries towards Justin Garza. He knows everything that's going on in the Larata multiverse. My dad says my dad gave me a Chevy Malibu because it wouldn't pass inspection. We decided to derby it. Well, that's the logical response, of course, or the natural response. I don't know if logic played into it. So the Malibu. Sorry, we're looking for cigarettes here. Guess we'll just open up a new package. Put my smokes down somewhere, but I can't see them. So the Malibu being towed down by chain down Route 17 in a derby car, smoking with that. All right, going to the Chemung County Fair. So Dad's got stories. Should have 2 more subs now. All right. Yeah, we're closing in on that 450. Spray painted tack black. Tack black or take black? Big pot leaf on it. I look over to the side of the road. State police had a van pulled over and torn apart looking for drugs. Those rugs. Looking for rugs. Those coppers, they are addicted to rugs. So they didn't notice you. Bow coming to Texas. There you go. So watch out, Texas. And so Dad's wife came in second place later that day. Yeah, so some of these scally derby drivers, they got some tricks. They got some skills. I'm aware that there's kind of it's like the sleeper skill set with the lady drivers in demolition derbies. I don't know if it's because they're overly cautious or overly aggressive, or it's a girl boss thing. Maybe some of you females could tell me what your secret is. Hope Val comes back soon. I'm missing streams. We'll keep our eyes on Texas and keep our eyes on YouTube, see what happens. So Jethro took third in an 82 Chevette. First in a 1990 Omni. And fifth in an 88 Skyhawk. That is an impressive resume. And I had a 94 Bonneville ready to go, but my wife put an end to my derby days, so we gave it to my buddy's son to derby. Well, dang, if I ever need a derby driver, you would be at you and Dad would be my the first ones I call. Daly wants to drive in a derby. Well, there you go. There's your New Year's resolution. Yeah, it's fun, but a lot more work than people realize for 15 minutes of chaotic, delightful destruction. Yeah, there's significant mods you got to make to your truck or vehicle to do that stuff. Safety first, right? Trick we used on the Malibu: crunch in the rear end first. You can crush a can easily, but you can't crush a crushed can. There you go. Yeah, it's like chess, right? You gotta be thinking 3 moves ahead, 5 moves ahead. So crush in that back end. Just as long as your axle is still functional, you're good. A major sunbeam coming in here. I think we're gonna shade that out a bit. It's still there. A little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. Kind of got my attention divided here. Let's put the chatters beside the camera, so just look at the side of my head. So we're at 10:30 in the morning Pacific time. Pacific Standard Time. So I got a few hours to get that wrenching done. Worked in a salvage yard. Oh, there you go. This guy knows. Jethro knows. He's got the tricks, man. So I got cars easily and knew the places to bend them to make them stronger. Yeah. Yep, you need some weldering skills, and you got to be sly like a fox, like old Dad here. He went scallying for Crown Vics until they were hard to find. Put a donut inside of the radial tire so when it went flat, it wouldn't come off the wheel and I could still move. So, there's all these tricks. Daily, I hope you're taking notes. Maybe transform your Plymouth Aerostar into a demolition derby fit vehicle. But yeah, I'm gonna have to scout around and see what demo derbies are around these parts. It's huge fun. Calcium in the tires. What else we got here? There's this channel I watch. I've mentioned him before. The What No Way guy. Kind of big on TikTok. I think he's built his following just with these What No Way shorts, where he comes up with these different hacks he sees on the internet, and he tries them himself to see if they're legit or not. I saw a great one the other day, or yesterday. His first hack of the new year. It was with flagging tape, and I don't have flagging tape around, but I've got this roll of electrical tape. And so flagging tape, it's the What No Way guy uses it to mark parts on projects or vehicles he's working on, and he'll flag little areas with a little strip of bright tape. So it comes in neon orange or green or yellow or blue, and so you'll just wrap a little length of tape, high visibility tape, around a part, that you want to make sure you don't forget to fasten it or whatever, so you don't forget about it. But that flagging tape, it's not adhesive, so as soon as you start to unravel it, it's the way you describe it, it's like those old gag cans of peanuts or whatever. You take the top off and it just goes everywhere. And you spend half the afternoon trying to re-roll your flagging tape. And so the hack was you take a propane torch and a little coat hanger, heat up the end of the coat hanger, and then you just melt a couple lines on either side of the roll in the same general position, and that prevents, like, the tape will just go to the melt point and it won't unravel. So that's a fantastic hack. So he tried that, so he was overjoyed. He's like, this is gonna save me so much time. It was how many hours I've spent rolling up. So maybe just I don't know. He just needs to be more careful handling flagging tape. But, figure eight race, yeah. See confirmation. I would never lie to you guys. The figure eight race will transform your lives. So I think his channel is called the What No Way Guy. But he's up here in Canada as well. I think he's either southern Alberta or southern Saskatchewan, and he goes to a lot of these derby races. The derby race campers, well, the trailer race, like some of them were campers, some were utility trailers. I've seen the school bus figure eight race. I think they needed more school buses on the track. Like the figure eight trailer race, there was almost no empty space on the track. Once they had all the competitors on, like almost the whole track was filled, and then it was crazy. I don't know if I've seen the RV race, unless you're talking about a different, like maybe I could put this thing in a figure race. But yeah, the school bus race, I mean, it lasted about 15 minutes. And there was some interesting destruction, but the absolute chaos of the trailer race is just a high level of tweaking going on there. So I don't know if they were all on crack, if there was 8 balls involved, or what the heck was going on. But great entertainment value. But over the last week as well, I've been insulating the cabin here. I put more of this material I got on the ceiling. This foil insulation. It's very, very thin, like maybe a 1/4 inch. And so I put it under the bed here, which is a mess. So there's compartments under the bed, and as well under here, under this couch. So I lined that with more of that foil insulation, and then added some blankets and quilts that I wasn't really using to just insulate this area better. And so it's better at retaining the heat. It's been much more cozy in the last week or so. I think I might have to run for propane again today. One of those tanks of propane only last me a few days. So that's kind of just a project, trying to locate any drafts that are coming in. So the windows are kind of just covered up with towels and blankets, just keep the draft out. I didn't want to seal up the windows with plastic. So it's kind of makes a messy cleanup in the springtime when you take the plastic off, the double-sided tape. And it's not terribly drafty. I guess if it got really, really, really cold, I might put some of that plastic up, but this seems to keep the drafts down. The driver's compartment is going to need some more insulation. I just laid some blanket down because this area up front stays pretty cold. It's not well insulated at all, so that all that glass just lets that's the cold come in. So we'll see about making more heat resistant measures or cold resistant measures. The Amish, they don't care. Amish don't give a fuck. They're like honey badger, just don't give a fuck. Pepper is doing wonderful. He's out scallying right now. He wanted to go outside. I wonder if maybe he's wants back in. Oh, yeah, there he is. Come on in, buddy. Someone was just asking about you. Why don't you hop on up and say hello to everybody? Yeah? Oh, is that so? Okay, well maybe you shouldn't have said that to them. Yeah, come on up. There's old Peppy. So he's doing good. I gotta find a brush that'll break up all the matting underneath his overcoat here. His undercoat is pretty matted. He's a long-haired little bastard. Where's Max? Max is out there somewhere too, scaling out. Max actually got to meet a new puppy today. So that went well. I thought he'd be a little more anxious, but yeah, I was at the coffee shop getting my French press coffee, and another dude came in for his coffee. He had a boxer, 2-year-old boxer. Not on a leash, but I had Max tied up outside, and so they got to sniff each other out, and it went well. I thought Max would be much more on edge. Like I mentioned on the last stream, there was a dog attack here on the RV park about a week and a half ago. So I was worried that it kind of messed up with his head, but he was cool with this dog. So there was a couple of my neighbor's cats were out the other day, and these cats just apparently don't like dogs. They instantly had their backs arched. Yeah, kind of dumped their food on the ground. But we were coming back from a walk, and these 2 cats were on the sidewalk, and we wanted to go around them, and they kind of blocked our way. And Max was cool with the cats until they started hissing and kind of clawing at him, spitting at him, and then he started barking at him. But he was just responding to their anxiety or whatever they had going on. Max is so good with cats. The Rottweiler, I think the Rottweiler is gone. There's the Husky. I seen that aggressive Husky the other day when it was tied up. I do carry a steel bar with me when we go on walks. But yeah, I'll be looking into whether that any further action needs to be taken against owners. If they got rid of that Rottweiler, I'm more or less satisfied with that. I haven't seen the Rottweiler, and I haven't been able to confirm with anybody out here that the Rottweiler is actually gone. Have not seen the Rottweiler. If I do see it again, there's going to be some phone calls. Yeah, so Pepper, he gets his name because if you look on his belly, Looks like somebody sprinkled pepper all over his white belly. Pepper spray, yeah. Yeah, we're not dealing with pepper spray. We got steel bar justice. If I see that dog again, it's not. It's gonna remember that day. But yeah, Pepper does need some grooming assistance. He gets such thick undercoat, and it's matting up, being a long-haired little prick that he is. It'd be nice if he had another cat back from the farm. He's a good cat, but he can be a pest. He expects me to provide all his entertainment needs. Yeah, I'm hoping that day won't come either. It's like I don't enjoy the thought of having to deal with a dog myself. But yeah, the day the attack occurred, I was completely unprepared for something like that happening, and not anymore. So I didn't realize those dogs were so nuts. And yeah, Max seems to have bounced back pretty good. So all is seemingly well in that regard. But yeah, it was kind of so abrupt and chaotic. It was pretty jarring, to say the least. So that's about it. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna live stream all the repair or the disassembly. It's tough to do the camera work. I need if I could train Max to either do the disassembly more or train him how to do some camera work. I'm still waiting for my camera person to show up. So then I could do more a variety of different. Well, I've got a tripod, but it's tough to change angles every minute. Like you got to reposition yourself, so you're either you'd be looking at this the whole time, my back. You kind of need someone who's maneuvering the camera so that they're watching your hands, not the back of your head or your neck or whatever. So in some cases, I've done some repairs with the tripod. I mean, I haven't gone back and see what those live streams look like, but there's knuckle cam. I suppose I can try, but I think with the cold temperatures, battery power is not going to last terribly long. Working on a dirty diesel? Well, it wasn't terribly dirty. I don't know if you saw under the hood. It's pretty clean under there. I mean, I did get some surface grime. And those things do get. I mean, I was driving on dirt roads for the last year and a half, 2 years. So it's a lot of dust under there, but it's pretty clean. It's not thick, caked on grease because I'd been working on it 2004, so I cleaned up everything pretty nice. Yeah, we need Apple to come up with a Canadian iPhone that has a battery that can last at cold temperatures. What else? What else have I been seeing on YouTube? Not too much. So, Mitch stream was pretty comical the other day. So Mitch needs to raise a few dollars to get to Ireland, which I think is a change of scenery might do him good. From what I understand, he's out on a bond right now, an appeal bond. So he could be back in a cage. Mitch Lovin. I think he's just Mitch and then Lovin. You should be able to find him. He's got a few channels, but Mitch Lovin. What was the other one? Mars something. Jamie is back. Well, you missed a lot. Mitch is an okay guy. I mean, it's funny when he tweaks out on, comes into Bow's chat, just starts with the keyboard diarrhea, just that. And then the super chats start cutting, the TTSs start coming in for Bow. Oh, Aurora action tonight. Yeah, it's kind of bright and sunny out here right now, but they've been forecasting cloud cover. So I'll keep an eye out for the auroras. There's been a few clear nights where I can actually see stars, but in general it's pretty overcast. Last night was pretty bright from the moonlight. Full moon is happening, I think, tomorrow night. So it was a pleasantly bright outside, even 1 o'clock or whenever I got up to go piddle. But yeah, check out the aurora action. The best northern lights I've seen were back in Grunthal. I guess the key there is clear skies and as little pollution as you can get. And so we had some pretty nice dark skies. And Jamie's in New York City. Okay. Yeah. Light pollution. It'd be amazing. Or I'd be curious to know what you could actually see from the city. I think Dad's upstate New York, so yeah, that's Pepper. Pepper the cutie. Oh yeah, I was at the coffee shop. I don't even know what day it is. Today's Friday, right? I think it was earlier this week. Took Max out for a walk, stopped at the coffee shop for coffee and a breakfast burrito. Overpriced coffee and overpriced burrito, but I figured I wanted to check out the breakfast. Very tasty, but the value just wasn't there. It was a little too pricey to be doing the breakfast burrito and coffee every day. But anyways, I'm at the coffee shop, tied Max up to a table outside, and Max, of course, is the character he is. He jumped on top of the table. And these two scals were in there, looked like they were going up for a day of hiking or something. So right away, Max, the chick magnet, they start oohing and awing over him. And so he is a scal pleaser. So we got all these shout outs to Mitch, Amish Paradise, yeah. Those are Mitch's two channels. Mars Life, that's it, yeah, Mars Life. There you go. And, yeah, so say a prayer for Mitch if you're so inclined. It sounds like 2025 was not a good year for him. It was a great year for me. Looking forward to 2026, which on my calendar starts on April 1st. I'm still waiting for the beginning of the new year. But the Normie New Year has begun. I guess we're 2 days into it. January 2nd, allegedly. But Mitch is hoping for a better 2025. He was arrested a few times. Yeah, his dog died. I think he had some family losses. Homelessness. Well, yeah. I mean, Mitch seems to be somewhat suited for homelessness, but he kind of goes down rabbit holes in regards to lawfare and whatnot. Bow tweaks in the van, direct Dookie tweaks in a shed, Mitch Levin tweaks in his car, and I tweak on Earth. The whole Earth is my tweak zone. I do recommend not feeling bad for Mitch, though, if you walk along and yeah, I mean, of course, but I think, yeah, Mitch, like most of us, is his own worst enemy. But yeah, the desire to go to Ireland, I think that's pretty. I wouldn't say no, but it'll probably be beneficial. And it sounds like in his mind he's already there, so he's as good as there. It just needs to follow through. So whether it's the finances or whatever, but he's looking for a change of scenery, and I kind of cheer him on in that regard to have that as a goal. I think that'll do him a world of good. Maybe the expectation is beyond what reality is. I think he thinks it's that much better there. I think Europe is a shithole. Not quite as bad a shithole as Canada, but it's pretty bad there. I think he'll realize how good he's got it in the States. But a season away from his current environment will probably give him a good perspective. So I think that's good. I don't know if that's going to translate into more tweaks or less tweaks. Do I have any countries I want to visit? Yeah, America. So, going to start tweaking an elevator on your house building. Well, I look forward to those tweak streams. Or coffee. You tweak when I load up drinking lots of coffee. Caffeine. Yeah, well, we know, if you've been happiness is tweaking with a good cup of coffee, or with a cup of coffee and a good smoke. And that's all backwards, so still haven't figured out how to make that, well, here. It's, this isn't the reverse view, so let's get the folks out there. So happiness, it's not a cup of tea and a good book, like some would have you believe. Happiness is tweaking with a cup of coffee. Yeah. And a good smoke. I gotta customize another coffee cup. I gotta find another big pail of coffee like this. I got small ones, but I want to take a cup. I don't want to use one of these ones, but maybe I'd use this tin cup. I don't like drinking hot liquids from a tin cup very much. But the thing is, you write fuck on your cup, and it's a fuck up. Get it? Fuck cup? It's a fuck up. So there we go. All right, enough of that. Enough of that malarkey. And to do that, we'll call on Mr. Paint Pen again. We got the yellow and the red paint pen. I think I got a black and a white one here too. Oh, I don't know if I have black. There's a white one here somewhere. Paint pens, everybody's best friend. More coffee. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Can't even see. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, we need more coffee. Let's get more coffee. So very primitive setup here. I never hooked up my water because I didn't want to deal with keeping water lines from freezing. And I don't use the toilet in here. I don't use the sink. If I have dirty dishes, I'll just use a pan like this or whatever vessel I got, do my dishes in that, and then dump the water out, rather than draining everything into a holding tank and having to drain that. It's doable, but it's not necessary. I mean, I use water for basically coffee and for the pets here. I don't do a lot of washing in the RV itself, so I don't need running water. So I economize in water, so I just got water jugs that I fill in the main building, and I use the facilities there. There's a good shower facility, good bathroom facility there. So I don't need those amenities in the RV here, just because I don't use a lot of water. So yeah, it's pretty primitive setup, but I don't have to worry about keeping these water jugs from freezing. They're going to stay warm. I heat up my water either in a kettle on the stove top, or I got an electric. That's the thing I need here is electricity. So I've got my propane and electricity. That's pretty much it, and I just haul water. So maybe I'm settling for too little, but I just don't need that luxury of running water. I've got a faucet here. I've got a sink in the bathroom area behind this folding curtain. It's pretty cool back here, and I'm just using that for storage. It's still pretty cluttered back there. So I just keep that closed because it tends to get, it's not very well insulated in the back, so this just keeps a little barrier from the cold. So yeah, we're gonna make our tweaker coffee. We'll just add a little bit to the grounds we had before. So this is tweaker D style. Add a quarter teaspoon to these grounds, and that'll make me a second strong cup of coffee. So thank you, Tweaker D, for your tweaker coffee recipe. And so we'll set up our drip apparatus here. My coffee is hot. We'll build ourselves second cup out of that filter. And Dad's ready for another smoke, so I'll give you a minute to pack up that bong, pack that bowl. Coffee is, yeah, it's crazy. It is nuts. I mean, this, I don't know what it's like in the States. When I was down there in October, I figured I could find some deals in the grocery store, but coffee was crazy expensive. A tin of this stuff at my local groceteria is like $43-$44. I mean, last year back in Grunthal, I could get that for $20, which is, even then, it's kind of outrageous. Pro tip for coffee and things like, even for stuff you might not even think, check out Marketplace. Just type in whatever brand of coffee you drink, Maxwell House, Folgers, McCafe, McDonald's coffee, Starbucks. Type that in and see if anybody's selling tins of coffee. This is black market coffee. You might be surprised at what you find. So, like, there's so much scamming going on out there. People buy trailer loads of stuff, or stuff gets bought at auctions. It's perfectly good, and then they just resell it. You know, maybe it might even be, how should we say, appropriated in under suspicious circumstances. But Donut Shop brand of coffee from Walmart, yeah, it's horrible. 7-Eleven usually has good coffee. Yeah, any coffee for $1. There's no 7-Eleven in town here, unfortunately. It's kind of making me rethink my decision to stay in town. There is no 7-Eleven, so I'm gonna have to find my a good Slurpee hookup. As you know, if you're a watcher of Battle Stream, Slurpees are actually the devil's soda. Yeah, you get your membership. Pay your dues, and then you get discounts on stuff. So, I'm not a big fan of that know your customer stuff with all these memberships, but I've probably spent enough on 7-Eleven that it probably warrants getting their little club membership. But there's no 7-Eleven here, so I think the gas station has Slurpees. They got good coffee. Ooh, my water is hot. Alright, so we'll let our tweaker coffee drip through. Drip, drip, drip. What else we got going on? I pulled out the guitar the other day. It's making some awful noises. I actually, so we do a jam night here on Mondays, but through the holidays, everything's shut down. So I think this coming Monday we'll be doing a jam night. I think we missed one. We missed 1 or 2 weeks of jams. Can't remember. But I saw the girl who organized it, and I shot this idea at her that we could do some mashups of popular songs. Because in a live stream, I don't know if it was the last one or a while ago, jam night in summertime will be fun. Well, we want to do an actual concert in the summertime, because they got this fantastic facility. Maybe we'll go for a walk right away. I'll show you what we have in mind. Yeah, I'll pack up this coffee in this here mug. We'll go for a walk. So I'll show you around the place. But in a live stream not too long ago, I was putting links to the different channels. It might have been the one I did the Lemmy tribute. Let's get the Lemmy hat all covered in cat hair. Oh, it's disgusting. Here we go. So we get the Lemmy. You know, I got the Lemmy facial grooming thing going on still. So Lemmy Kilmister of the legendary band Motorhead, who himself is a legend. He was born on December 24th, 1945. So on Christmas Eve of this year, he would have been 80, but he passed away 10 years ago at age 70. So I did a little Lemmy tribute, and in that same tribute, I was posting links to some stuff I was seeing on YouTube, some of these mashups, and I love the creativity. There was, oh shit, I forget the name of the content creator, but he was doing these edits, these audio and video edits, where he would mash up different songs, you know, Ozzy and the Pointer Sisters, and AC/DC with the Everly Brothers, and all this fantastic. Another good one I saw was, if you look up, I think I shout out Elvis performing Whole Lotta Rosie. But I think that one is more AI. But this guy was taking the original artists' recordings and mashing them up together, audio and video, and it's just hilarious. So what's that guy's name? Let's find out for you. Give his channel a shout out again. And he's been doing this for 10 years or more. Where's my subscriptions? Let's see. Unscroll, damn it. Oh, Jesus. No, I just want this. Dang it. Let's see what we can find here. I can't find it. Why don't let me scroll my... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to use it. Oh, here, all subscriptions. There we go. Where is it? Bill McClintock. There we go. Bill McClintock. Mashups. Check that out. But just doing that style in a live show, so it'd be kind of a novelty act where you would kind of script a whole musical stage show, and it'd be kind of a mashup between folk and popular music with some heavier stuff. So you could do, like my idea is, you could do the intro to Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. But then when it comes to the chorus, you let the ukulele and mandolin come in, and it would change to Let There Be Folk or something like that. Banjo. Yeah. So we've got some talent around here. Not so much in this RV, because I suck at guitar. I'm so out of practice. But there's some pretty good musicians around here, so I think we'd come up with a fun song set where we would kind of do a kind of a skit as well as a musical performance. If that makes any sense. Where you could play half the band against the other. You'd have the rhythm section and guitar, geared toward the heavy metal side, and then the other players kind of the banjo and acoustic guitars, and say the singer more on the folk side, and just kind of have them going back and forth. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. So my Tweaker D coffee is already almost already a pour. Stocked up two years of coffee. Wow. Canadian Prepper helped to motivate me. I'm into my stash. Yeah. So if you missed out on the silver boom, I think coffee is going to be the next boom. So Dad's ahead of the game. That silver thing is a little disturbing, but a little exciting too. It's kind of signaling the end of our economy as we know it. So okay, let's pour this into my cup. I'll go for a little walk. Alright, that was a good pour. That was a good pour. Okay, let's suit up. Let's go for a quick ride, quick walk. Coffee farm at La Rata Island, Coconut Crab Island. Rebranding coffee. Ooh. Now we're talking some dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Have a grueling court battle. Yes, quite possibly. Oh, there's my smokes in my other pocket. Okay, so we're gonna leave the laptop behind. All right, so we got some wheeling and a dealing going on in the chats. Something's going on out here. I'll let you guys admire the Super Duty while I go take another piss. What's going on out there? Oops. Spilled my coffee. Right. Fortunately, my headlight caught it. put old Maxie on the leash. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, we got Max on the leash. We got a coffee cup. Careful. Let's see here. Okay. Still, reluctant prophet in the house. Well, Happy New Year to you. I'm going for a stroll around the neighborhood here. Let's see here. La Rata Coffee. Everybody's in on La Rata Coffee, so I think you found a winner there, Dad. What am I working on? Ford. Yeah. We're going to be not replacing injectors. We're going to reseal the injectors. Oh yeah, something else I forgot. I started saying this. When I bought this truck, I was aware that the previous owner had replaced 2 of the injectors. And when I went to replace my high pressure oil pump back in 2024, I didn't go into the injectors. So now I've got a leak on both banks of the high pressure oil rails. And so we're going to fix those. And while I'm in there, I'm going to make sure that my injectors are all Ford OEM Motorcraft injectors. And if I find some aftermarkets, I'm going to replace them with my injectors from the parts truck I had. So that'll be all Motorcraft injectors, factory injectors, which I know are good. Because it's the aftermarket ones that are no good. They're troublesome. So I found some aftermarket parts. Oh, we got some sledding going on. That's what's making all the noise. So we'll make sure I've got as much OEM parts as possible on this thing. And we'll check the seals, see what other oil leaks are present. We'll go for a walk this way. So yeah, the trees are dropping their snow. Go this way. Oh, very nice day out today. Blue skies, or semi-blue skies. This is what was happening with the 6-liter power smoke, is that it was developing this hot no start condition where it would run fine until the engine gets too hot, and then the oil leaks in the high pressure oil system would get too much, and it just couldn't build enough pressure to fire the injectors until the engine would cool right down. So if it stalled and I was out somewhere, I'd be stuck. So that was a thing that was progressing over time. I was noticing over the last several months, and it developed slowly enough that I figured it wasn't a problem with the high pressure pump itself. It was just the rubber seals and O-rings were starting to be compromised. So those high pressure systems, you can get a few thousand pounds of PSIs in there. Okay, Max, we're walking. You can explore later. Go, go, go. All right, almost there. So I've got some seal kits ordered for my injectors, which I was intending to deal with anyway. That was going to be one of the next items on my maintenance list, as well as doing a transmission service. So replace the transmission filters, replace the fluids. How do I get down there? Where's the walkway? Oh, it's right here. It's pretty deep snow. Which way did I go before? I guess this way, through the deep snow. Come on. I'm just in runners here, tromping through somebody's footprints here. All right, so at the resort here, we've got this fantastic little, this is a lake or a pond area, and a walkway. Come on, buddy. Max, hey. Oh, gee. This snow is, I should have worn more boots. I didn't think this was going to be so deep here. Oh. So we got this cool little shelter. Oh, I guess they're using it for Tweekin right now. The floor is a smooth concrete, very slippery. Shake the snow off my boots. Oh, hopefully got good signal under this roof. But yeah, we plan to set up some kind of little stage here for a summertime concert. Oh, that's a lot of glare there. How about we'll tie Max up to a post? We'll do some proper tweaking once he's dealt with. How about do this? Set you up on the table. There. So there's all kinds of electrical hookups in here, room for a soundboard and a sound engineer to take care of stuff. But it's a neat little space. Kind of all surrounded by water here on this funky little tweak shelter here. And so the idea is to get some rehearsing done between now and the summertime, come up with a song list, even if we don't do my concept, which this gal I was talking to who's kind of organizing the whole thing, she loved the idea. And I was kind of familiar with doing that, the idea of doing mashups and kind of a silly song set. I'm gonna go get my coffee. But this space here, there's room enough for 4 or 5 musicians, all their gear, some seating under the shelter, and then, I mean, there's adequate room surrounding where you can hear the show. Outside the shelter, there's a bunch of shit up top. But very interesting space. So the plan is to get our act together, do some rehearsals, come up with a song list, a repertoire, and you guys could come visit too. Like we got these bungalows for rent. There's apartments over there, or motel suites. These things are for rent. You could rent those out. You could bring your tweaker RVs. There's apparently like 100 sites for tenting and camping here in total. It's a neat place. I like it. I guess you have to agree to limited tweaking. Yeah, I might end up being the DJ. So, apparently in summertime, this place is pretty hopping. So I don't know what reservations look like. Let's see what the chat is saying here. Yeah, I could have let you watch me pee, I guess, too. I don't know how YouTube feels about that. So yeah, nothing is stuck there. The injectors won't be stuck. It's it's a matter of just replacing all the seals, getting rid of all the oil leaks. This is not sheltered from the elements, so it's too cold to do anything. We got the main building over there with the cafe and restaurant, so that's where the jam nights will be happening through the winter. Well, I guess when it comes time, we'll have to start rehearsing outdoors here. But yeah, I guess you'd have to go check out Clearwater Valley RV Park, or Clearwater Valley Resort. I think that's what this is called. There's 20, oh yeah, there's more lakeside bungalows there. And then there's a couple hotels right behind us. Best Western and something else, Super 8 or something. There's 20 units to rent. And then where I'm parked, there's 4 little log tweak shacks. They're not winterized, but those are for rent in the summertime. They've got electricity and I think water hookups, but not much else. With these suites, they have whatever, all your cooking and facilities that you'd need. Heat, hot water. Turn it backwards. Banana Ball, yeah. Not much to see in Banana Ball. Andy Edwards, tweaking hard as usual. Greatest YouTuber ever. He's on his way to 100,000 subs. I think that's his goal for the year. Well, that was his goal for last year. So it's his goal again for this year. He seems to have plateaued. So the exponential growth he's experienced over the last couple of years seems to have leveled off for reasons. But yeah, greatest talent YouTube has ever produced. I was thinking about that just this morning. It's like, what do I want to do with this channel? It's not much. You know, a lot of these guys got their Patreon and Substacks, and they're on Facebook Live. They got their Rumble channels and this and that. And this is still a hobby for me. So, Rick Beato acknowledged that Andy Edwards is in fact his favorite YouTuber. And I tend to watch I shouldn't even say most of Andy Edwards' content, but I check in with his channel quite regularly. Rick Beato, I can't remember if I'm subscribed to Rick or not. I came across Rick Beato when he was doing a lot of voice training, ear training, or it was mostly ear training. That's when I started picking up my interest in getting back to performing musics again. So I never got the Beato book or any of his courses or training materials, but it might be an investment. Yeah, once I started checking out Rick's channel, which is very good as well, it's just, I'm not so big on the interviews, which he's been doing a lot of mostly. I like the musical analysis, not so much hearing David Gilmour talk about how great he is. I mean, he is great, but you know, how much imagination does it take to do the woo woo, as Andy Edwards has pointed out the obvious. He's not a guitar god by any means. I've played with people before, but not as a band member in a band on a regular basis. So mostly just jams and quite a lot really in a church setting. So kind of watching his interviews with the members of the Doors and with Dweezil Zappa. Yeah. So I mean, you could find these interesting people and maybe Rick's interview style. I haven't watched a lot of Rick's interviews, so I don't really know what his interview style is, but it's like a lot of these people I'm not particularly interested in hearing about what they did 30 years ago. It's not that these people aren't interesting, but they're just regular people. Like who would I love to see interviewed? Like, not really anybody. I get more entertainment value from seeing Lemmy's interviews back in the day when Motorhead was at their peak and Lemmy was the living legend. I mean, that was his whole thing. He would do interviews all day and then go get smashed. Or more, you would get smashed during his interviews and then he'd go to the Rainbow and then enjoy his evening. When they weren't touring and being the loudest band in the universe. So a lot of those classic Lemmy Kilmister interviews are fantastic. Hearing David Gilmour as a 70-year-old boomer talk about stuff, not particularly captivating to me. So that's just me. But yeah, shout out to Rick Beato. Shout out to David Gilmour and his woo woo. Guitar stylings, highly emotional. Notice Roger Waters getting a lot of hate lately. He's not, I don't know why. He's just, anytime he opens his mouth, I guess, he throws up hate. But Roger was never a popular music fan anyway. He was more interested in doing his own thing. So when he says anything about any other artist out there, it's invariably going to be negative because that's just not his thing, following what other people are doing. So I'm going to find a place for my smoke here. My butt. Some kind of ashtray. Well, it is now. But yeah, we're gonna rock the roof off of this place here. Let's go see what's happening back at the Super Duty. Okay, I got my dog, got my camera. So yeah, you're all invited. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. All right, now we gotta trudge through this frickin' snow again. Holy smokes, this is deep. Yeah, wearing runners. Dropping through 10 inches of snow. Which is 25 centimeters for those of you using real units. Not those English units. You Americans love your English units, gallons and inches, feet, Fahrenheit. Nonsensical. There's a little playground for the kiddies here. Volleyball court. This is a very nice facility. I'm very impressed. The pool right beside the main building. Oh, geez. Behind that fence. I guess I could have showed you the pool. So lots of tweak opportunities here. If you're into that kind of thing. Let's make our march back to the RV. Oh yeah, very quiet. Like the highway is just beyond the hotels there, and I got next to no sounds of the highway. It's very quiet. Guess we got enough shelter with the trees. Lots of trees on the property here. Pretty dense areas of bush. Someone's been thinning out the bush here. Some logging. Ooh. No, there's probably close to a dozen people that are residing here through the winter. There's a few people that work in the restaurant. There's some people like me that just are not doing much anything else. Oh, there's another puppy there. That's Paige, my neighbor's dog. She's pretty docile, gentle. She's just watching Max. Max doesn't even see her. He's met her before. Hi, Paige. We'll leave Paige alone for now. Oh, who's that, Max? Who's that? Who's that? Hi, Paige. Hey, Max is... It's all good, Max. Yeah, there's a combination of workers. There's at least a couple that were have jobs either in oil field or with hydro or whatever, pipeline workers. It's kind of commute between here and wherever they're working. They're here through the winter. So there's a bit of a community happening. But everybody's through the holidays. It's been pretty chill. So I got to meet a bunch of the people that kind of congregate around here. But I haven't met everybody. And there's asshole dog owners that let their dogs run free and attack other dogs. Don't really want to get to know them. That's it. Oh, I'll show you the log cabins here. Or the log tweak shacks. I'm here in my corner. There's nobody around me. I got the whole back corner of the campground pretty much to myself. So Max is allowed to run free. He doesn't stray too far. Here, we'll flip this around. Let's see. Here, they got these little tweak shacks to rent out. More snow falling off the trees here. So very nice, very cozy. But from what I hear from some of the workers here, summertime, this place is hopping. So we'll see. I don't know if old Brent is going to be big on the chaos that is the height of the tourist season. Oh yeah, we got this box of injectors that the snow is falling on. We'll get those cleaned up inside the RV. Just spray them off with some cleaner fluid. And when those seals come in, we'll redo those seals. My fingers are freezing, so let's get back inside. Here, how about I let you off your fleece? We'll see what else there is to do here. So I'll have to get going on this truck pretty soon. Because it does get dark very quickly here. Very early. And as I said previously, the sunrises and sunsets don't hit the same as in the prairies. I had the most amazing sunrises at the property in Grunthal. That's my the front of the property faced due east, so the sun would come up over the farm fields, and it was glorious. Most beautiful. Okay, let's reconnect this. So surprisingly, the cell service is adequate for live streaming. I don't know what my video quality is like. I've just been streaming in 1080. The iPhone is capable of 4K. I've got some wireless microphones I need to test out. So it's just coming up to noon here, so I've got 3 or 4 hours. And yeah, unless something changes, I'll be here for the winter. When we become the 51st state, the U.S. will definitely go to meters. Yeah, that I can assure you. Max is an old man. Well, he's the same age as me, pretty much. He's 8 years old in dog years. So he's, 8 years and 4 months or so. 8 years and 3 months. So he's pretty much a boomer. And I'm pretty much a boomer. I've got a little bit of daylight to work with here. All that work that I showed you, it's not going to take too long. I've done it before, so I kind of know what needs to be done. The setting up my air hose, that took pretty much the whole afternoon. Because that was tricky. Like, it was hard to reach back to get those fittings in. Removing the heat shield from the back of the engine, which I did the previous day, that's always tricky. Just so I could get at the pigtails for both the IPR valve and the ICP sensor. And the ICP is an injector control pressure sensor. So those I have to get out of the way. Those are like you're just feeling around. Like I was doing it all blind. So I knew what I had to do is just with cold fingers, and that didn't make for good YouTubing. So I wasn't gonna bother trying to live stream that. So what I'll do is I think I'll finish the smoke, go do some wrenching, and then we'll do some ribeye streaming later on. Well, it's still daylight. Unless there's somebody out there that needs a tutorial on disassembly of a 6-liter valve cover, it's not going to be terribly compelling instructional video for you guys. It's hard to keep the chat going while you're wrenching on stuff, so you'd just be watching me swear and skin my knuckles and cursing forward, cursing my life, my bad decisions, and questioning the nature of life itself. So you don't need to see that crash out. I got better things I had to document as far as a crash out. Right, Pepper? Well, yeah, keep your eyes on the YouTubes. Maybe someday DirectD will unban us all. and then his mods will ban us the next 5 minutes. Let me know if there's any badger sightings. Got to deal with the chickens. Yep. Oh yeah, one of the residents here, year-round resident, they've got a little flock of chickens and geese. I'll take you for a walk and show you that. We can do an IRL dog walk one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. If we go walk to the park store, it's a good hike from here. And the snow's, we're gonna cut through this park. The snow is probably pretty deep there. But yeah, I'll show you around town. So there's some content. Not so much a crash out. Crash outs, the beautiful thing is it can happen at any time when you're least expecting it. Because Dad's had enough to smoke, he had to dip. But yeah, what I got to do on the truck, it's fairly straightforward. I mean, there's great instructional videos if you want to see how to do it the right way with very little cursing. Check out Diesel Tech Ron. God rest his soul. He was killed by a impaired driver a few years back. Diesel Tech Ron. If you own a Ford 7.3 or 6 liter diesel, must see, must subscribe. There's some other good Ford 6 liter channels out there. Will all the repairs on the truck be done? Well, the beautiful thing about vehicles is the repairs will never all be done. I guess they will if you turn it into a garage princess or a show truck. But, next on the list is I want to do the the shock absorbers, replace them all. That's pretty straightforward. So there's going to be 2 bolts. I'm going to be doing the differentials, fluid changes. Again, that's drain it out the bottom hole, refill it in the top hole. Not much to see there. I wanted to inspect the ball joints, so that's just a matter of jacking the front end up one wheel at a time and shaking them, see if there's any play in the ball joints. If those, I think they're pretty good. Last time I checked, they shouldn't be worn out. Yeah, I don't know if it's Direct Delusion is banning us himself or it's his mods, but I was disappointed. For a while I was unbanned and then unceremoniously rebanned. So I hope none of you guys are banned here. I don't think I guess blocked is the correct terminology, but I seem to be perma-blocked. So no trolling opportunity. I can't even say Happy New Year to the Tweekin. What did I say to get banned? I can't even remember. Well, it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. His latest delusion is that he smokes pot to keep his anger in check. So that's his excuse for blazing the way he does. It's to keep his anger. That's his anger management program. So if you believe that, I've got some real estate I want to sell you adjacent to Direct D's Tweak estate. And we could even name it something like Larata HQ and set up billboards letting us know that we know that he knows that we know that he's a tweaker. So I don't know where we're at with that project. I don't know if I invest in that. Just maybe, yeah. I don't know. It takes so little to get banned by Direct D's his cadre of crash out moderators. Shout out to Concerned Citizen and Brian. Imagine the crash. Well, it's better to just let it happen rather than build up an expectation of what the progression of Direct Delusion's crash out is going to look like. Just let it happen organically. So I don't even want to poke him in any direction. If you support Bow and troll Direct, yeah, it's like it doesn't even trolling. The thinness of skin is like measured in thousandths of an inch there. Very, very thin skinned folk over on Christopher Ruff and Direct D channel. So, and this is a guy with like 600,000 subs or something, and he gets 100 people watching his live streams. So the math ain't mathin'. I'm just an observation. And he likes mistreating his audience, allegedly. So that's his signature move, is being abusive to his audience. So, and not by banning him, by just abusing him. So, while smoking pot to manage his anger. So again, it makes so little sense that in itself is kind of the crash out. The sock account, your dark web hitman. He thinks I'm one of Aiden's. Yeah. Yeah, the stupidity. I don't even. Yeah, at this point, I don't even have the initiative, the ambition to use a sock account. Maybe it may have to come to it that I go through my bag of socks and see whether it's worthwhile. But according to Direct D himself, Direct Delusion is you don't want to mess with him. So he'll mess you up. Sound is going in and out. Uh-oh. Do we have it's my battery we got here? Well, we still got battery power. So. But yeah, he'll mess you. I can't hear anything. Now what? Anybody else having this problem? I still here? Let's see. I got, let's unmute this. I've got
still here?
Okay, I've got sound on my end. So, could be your connection there, Daily. I got a new sock account impersonating Tweaker D. Yeah, I might or might not have a sock that depicts a certain tweaker in Arizona. Allegedly. Well, on my stream, I've still got sound, so I don't know. We got one in the chat from Jamie, so I don't know if that means 5x5 sound is good to go or what. Might have to call tech support. Larata tech support. Daily is having an issue. Started a new ticket for dailies. Yeah, I think it's just you. It's just you. If I knew ASL, American Sign Language. Why is it American Sign Language? Isn't it Universal Sign Language? Like, do they have Pakistani Sign Language and Albanian Sign Language? Or I think up here in Canada we use ASL. Show me a 5x5 if you can still hear. I've got sound because I'm running this stream so I can watch the chat on my laptop. King Chow Chow has been pretty low key. As of late, I haven't. I'm not subscribed to his chowness, so I don't know what he's been up to, but seems to be taking a bit of a low-key approach to his internet presence for reasons. So I don't know. But yeah, a bunch of the usual suspects are. I was just watching a lot of the tweakers through the Badger stream, so he's my hookup. There's only a couple of tweakers that, well, I wouldn't say this bothers me, but I'm not subscribed to DirectD or Christopher Ruff. But I guess the algorithm has seen me tune into his streams that it comes up as a YouTube recommended event on my feed. So whenever Ruff goes live, I know about it. I get notified through the algorithm, even though I don't have notifications or a subscription to his channel. So depending on how I feel, I'll either tune in and see what his delusion of the day is. He seems to be absorbed in the writer Todd Boot Killamilla what do you call, how would you describe that? Shit show. And I don't know why. Like I don't know why he cares. So I mean, this is the beauty of the tweakers is you trigger them, cause the crash out by saying something on the internet. You know, these are people he's never met in real life, probably never will. But you say something on the internets, and suddenly you're a sworn enemy. Or you say something in a chat and you're banned because, or you get under his skin and he'll steal your channel. So let's see if we can get to 450 subs before DirectD steals my channel. I think that's hilarious. If that's not Tweaka behavior, I don't know. Like, yeah, Maybe that would be a good goal for 2026. Is maybe somebody could scoop up DirectD's channels, and all his shit channels, his AI produced channels. Those are lame as shit. Killamilla and generally specific cover. Yeah, so generally specific is in. I don't know if he's in DirectD's crosshairs or vice versa, but apparently there's thick internet beef going on with them. Heading to the pharmacy for the wife. All right. Well, I'll be at 1 million before Andy Edwards. Yeah, I got to get that gold YouTube play button. So maybe that should be my goal for the end of the year. By the end of 2026, 1 million subs. Only you can make it happen, because all my soft accounts are already subbed. Maybe we get those YouTube Raiders to come on in. That should be good for 3 or 4 subs. But yeah, that's the height. I mean, if I were publishing the dictionary, I mean, beside the word tweaka, you'd have to have that bald skull face there with a bong, coughing. like his coughing sounds horrible. And stealing channels, because for public safety is a threat to everybody's existence. So yeah, all you gotta do is share with 1 million of your friends, and it's good as done. So that could be your project, because I mean, people need ribeye tweak streams. They need to see Pepper the Cat. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling how this doesn't have 500,000 subs already. We got to have shots inside and outside the RV. Tweaka's tweaking over their 6-liter Ford Power Smokes. I mean, yeah, it's a winning formula. So the fact that this channel isn't dominating YouTube at this point is a little bit of a mystery. Being sneaky gay cringe with Denver Metro, yeah, yeah, like there's. Apparently he's got hundreds of thousands of subs that are interested in that. Being sneaky gay. It's not even being sneaky gay. I think it's there's so many tells there that it's just overt gay. There's no I mean, being sneaky gay. I mean, that's what Bao does with us, kind of grooming us with all his gay content. I mean, I didn't ask to watch all these ice videos on what is he, on Twitch, or no, on Kick streams? Like, how many Kick streams has Bao shown us, or he's just grooming us to be total gays? I mean, if you guys don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. And I would never groom you to be gay in any way. But Bao, you gotta watch. There's a lot of gay grooming there. So watch your 6. Make sure that the butthole is well protected. There's entirely content-wise, as a percentage, it's probably like 95% gay. allegedly. But there we go. I think we'll shut this one down and come back in a few hours and eat some ribeye. So while Dad is making phone calls to his million friends and head to the pharmacy, hope your wife is not experiencing a legit emergency. We'll see who gets to a million first. Whether it's the legend Andy Edwards. Shout out to Andy. And yeah, Max will get to partake in the ribeye, most certainly. We'll get into some work clothes and catch you on the next one. So thanks for coming, thanks for leaving, and stay tweaky.